Democracy means people power.
The center of democracy for me is human dignity.
Democracy means making decisions with all people at the table, especially people who have been affirmatively excluded in the past.
If we think about the moment that we're in, there's a full-on assault of the moral idea of a democracy in all of its forms. We're up against a historic fusion of three of the most virulent, hostile ideologies out there. A white supremacist ideology premised on racial hierarchy, an ideology of corporate power and greed that is premised on extraction, and an ideology of exclusive authority that doesn't care about democracy and will use democracy when they can get what they want and break democracy when they don't get what they want. So the fight of realizing democracy is a fight to dismantle and overcome those forces against us.
We have genocidal tendencies. That doesn't mean that you necessarily always exterminate people, but you certainly move them out of the conversation, which allows people to be removed from the world that you're making. I don't use that term lightly, but I also want us to think about the fact that those things are inherently violent too. It's violent not to have people at the table.
We are not going to solve the problems that face us today unless we all get together. So that means political scientists, that means economists, that means other academics, but that also means people who work in government, it means people who are public actors, and it means people who are leading social movements.
This moment is unlike any of our ancestors have faced. There is a fierce urgency of now, as Dr. King would say.
What we're in right now is a contest for power.
But that window of openness doesn't last forever, and it doesn't come very often. And so this is a critical moment to think about how we can achieve the biggest, most transformational changes that are possible in this window of time, however long it lasts.
If we realized democracy, where everyone belongs, everyone has opportunity, everyone can thrive, people are free, public goods are provided to everyone. We have dealt with concentrated private power and allowed public power to really be full and represent all of us. I think there's no problem or challenge we couldn't solve as a country, as a world.
I have hope for our democracy because we have a lot of great people working together to solve big problems.
I have hope for our democracy because of all the young people that I see who are hungry for a better world.
I have hope for democracy because people are taking to the streets to fight against injustice every single day. They're not broken, even when it feels like our spirit should be. And in fact, people are rising up everywhere, and it's transforming our world.
So we have to always be hopeful and optimistic. And we have to fight, but we have to fight smarter and more strategically and with an urgency and with a strategic imagination that matches the scale of the problem. This is the time and the moment in which we were born, and this is the task in front of us. Each and every one of us has to step up to this moment if we want to have a future for our children and grandchildren and future generations.